Hi, I'm Vincent Woon. Welcome back to my channel. Today, the topic is I'm going to share my review of this up and coming project called Pasir Ris 8. I believe you must have heard of this project by now, and probably you have already arranged to go down to see the show flat very soon. But before heading down, let me share some of my personal view and analysis of this project. But at this point of recording, right, I do not have the actual pricing yet. So I can only base on the estimated price that it will be launched to based on my analysis. Okay, so this is basically the outline that I'm going to share in my video. Firstly, I'm going to touch on the history. I will go back to the past to revisit some of the projects that were launched at a quite a high price, and we see what is the impact of this project, what is the result. Okay, and next we will visit some of the transformation around this project and what is the potential impact that it has on this project. And last but not least, I'll be going into the most interesting part, which is the pricing analysis. Okay, I heard that this project will be launching at estimated, okay, do not quote me, but estimated 1,007 to 1,008 per square feet. Wow, a lot of people will feel that this pricing is very, very expensive, especially for a location like Pasir Ris. Okay, nobody will expect Pasir Ris will be launching at this kind of pricing. All right, but before we make the assumption or we base our judgment on whether this is an expensive price, we must understand this product well. And also we must study around the project to compare and see whether is this truly overpriced or is there still any further potential upside if it's really going to launch at this price range. Okay, so let me go to the topic proper. So again, this is some disclaimer, okay, that whatever I'm sharing here is based on my own opinion. It's definitely not a buy or sell decision, okay? So please do your own homework, okay, before putting your name on the check, okay? All right. So this is Vincent Woon from HomeMV again. All right. So before I proceed, right, I'm going to touch on some of the past projects. Okay, we go back in time and revisit some of the projects that were launched in the past. All right, to see the behavior of all these projects that were launched at a high price. Okay, at that point in time, and see what happens. Okay, so the very first project that I want to introduce here is the sale at Marina Bay. I believe many of you here have heard about this project. Okay, this was completed in around 2008. Okay, it was launched approximately around the 2004. Okay, so I believe at that point in time, right, it was launched at around 1,000 per square feet. All right. At that point in time, a lot of people feel that, wow, this kind of pricing is very, very expensive. Okay. Because I have heard a lot of my friends during that period, they were saying 1,000 per square feet is really sky high price. But let's look at what happened. Okay. Basically, this is the historical price trend for the sale at Marina Bay. Okay. So it was launched around this period at around 1,000 per square feet. Okay, but let's look at what happened after that. The prices continue to shoot up and even hit above the 2,500 per square feet mark. At one point, hitting around 3,000 per square feet. Okay, so that's about three times the price. Okay, so I believe one of the reason also because there were a lot of transformation in that area, at the marina area, so which is why the prices have shoot up significantly. Next is this project called the J Gateway. All right, this project was launched in, I would say, not a very good time. It was launched in around 2013. Okay, that was actually the last property peak. And let's look at what was the price that was launched at that period of time. Okay, it was launched at around 1,005 to 1,007 per square feet. And the takeout rate was very high. I remember after that launches, right, the cooling measure came in immediately because the sales was going so well. And at that kind of per square feet at Jurong area. But let's look at after which what happened in a few years' time. The prices actually break the record and go up to beyond 1,007 to even hitting 1,009 per square feet. Okay, this is what happened to those projects that were launched at even during the peak. Next, this is more of a recent projects. Okay, that was recently launched in around 2018. This is North Park Residences. I remember when this project was launched initially, many people were saying that, wow, this is crazy. At Yishun location, and guess what was the launch price? Okay, it was launched at around 1,000, 1,003 per square feet. Okay, and this kind of pricing, right? A lot of people were commenting to me. I remember at that point in time, hey, I can actually buy something that is near to city, like city fringe location, Toa Payoh, all this. Why should I go and buy a Yishun? Okay, but the thing is, this is something that is different from a normal project because this is a mixed integrated development. Okay, it's not like a normal condo. So sometimes we cannot just compare it like that to a project that is normal condo. All right. So let's look at what happened after that. In a few years' time, after it was TOP and the new North Point, really, North Point City is really a mega mall. Okay, if you have a time, please go down and visit North Point City. It's really a very big mall. Sometimes I will get lost inside there. So, which is why the prices actually went up significantly. You can see the after which it hit around 1,006, 1,007 per square feet. Okay, no joke for this kind of location. All right. So now we have seen that some of the projects that were launched at a very high price, but yet they still have room for potential upside. Okay, so what actually causes these prices to go up? And can we say that all the projects we can buy just based on these few projects that I show you? Certainly not. Okay, we need to study further and we see what is the thing that's pushing the price up. Okay, many a times project prices do not go up by itself. It's mainly due to, I would say, is the transformation around the area. Just like when you're buying stock and share, it's also the same thing. We need to understand the companies, whether there is any future potential for this business to grow. But for property, right, the only way that we can look around is what is the transformation around it. Because for property, the most important thing is the location. Okay, so what is happening near and around it will actually boost the value of this property. Okay, why it boosts the value? One of the thing is transformation will bring about a lot of changes, a lot of new jobs around the area, and all these new jobs that is created, right, will create a demand in the location. So there will be more buyers who want to move there so that it's close to their working area, or they want to rent there if they are tenants. And when there's more demand for rental, the prices for rent will go up. And this will cause the value of the property to go up accordingly because the rental yield is now more attractive. Okay, so this is some of the reasons that I want you all to understand because a lot of people will just say, oh, transformation, transformation. But you must look at whether the transformation will bring about economic value to the property. Okay. So, but for today's session, I'm not going to go very in depth into what is the transformation because honestly, if I'm going to talk about just transformation alone, it's going to take at least an hour. All right. So I don't want to bog you down, but I will just touch on the key points. All right. So we all know Pasir Ris 8, they all call it as the gateway of the East. Okay. So what I mean, later I'll elaborate more on this, but let's look at some of the other transformation in the past and what happened to the properties around the area. Okay, so that you can understand what is the impact of transformation. So first of all, we look at this location, Paya Lebar. We all know Paya Lebar, there's a lot of transformation around the area, and there's a lot of commercial hub around Paya Lebar, shopping malls. For those who hasn't been to Paya Lebar for the past 5 years, okay, you can go there and see there are really a lot of changes around the area. Okay, there's a lot of new mall and commercial hub. So all these, right, actually, and it's still transforming now. So all these actually bring about economic value to the location. So let's see what happened to the prices. Okay, this is Paya Lebar from 2006. From 2006 until today, you can see that the prices, average prices in this location has increased about 145%. Okay, this is how much transformation has helped to boost the pricing for this area. All right. Next, this one I'm sure you are very familiar. Jurong transformation. Okay. So we all know that Jurong has been transformed to a second CBD. So this major transformation, right? Let's look at what is the impact on the property price. Okay, you can see that from 2006 until today, uh, close to 2020, the prices actually went up by almost 200%, 191% increase. Okay, so that's how much the value of the property has grown due to transformation. So now let's come back to Pasir Ris. Okay, so now we know that transformation has a part in helping the value of the property to go up. So let's look at whether is there any transformation around here that will help to boost Pasir Ris as a higher value location. Okay, so one of the things that I want to highlight to you, there are many things, but this was actually announced in 2015 about remaking Pasir Ris. And one of the key things is I want to bring your attention to is jobs. Okay, they actually mentioned about this thing called wafer fabrication plants. Okay, they are going to introduce all these high value wafer fabrication. Okay, all these are jobs that will boost the value for the property around here. Okay, so as we all know, our handphone all uses all needs all these processors, like for example your iPhone. So all these products are in high demand. Okay, so this is a growing industry, and they are going to have more of this near the Pasir Ris area. Okay, I don't want to highlight too much on this, but this is something that is going to be changed in the Pasir Ris. Okay, this is from extracted from HDB, that they are announcing that they are going to remake Pasir Ris with refreshed town center, upgraded parks, as well as new housing by the park. Okay, so it's going to be a vibrant hub, all right, something that is like staying with all the greeneries around you, okay, with a refreshed town center. And the picture tells 1,000 words, okay, it's going to be something like that, all right, so cool, right? Okay, so this is something that a lot of residents will be anticipate to stay in this kind of location with a refreshed, vibrant hub that is going to come to this location. Okay, but this is not the main point. The main point that is going to have a significant impact to this location, right? I feel is about this connectivity. Okay, as we all know, the Cross Island Line has already been announced. And what has this Cross Island Line got to do with Pasir Ris? So as we all know, Pasir Ris is going to become an interchange. Okay, so what is so great about being an interchange? Okay, so let me ask you, MRT station that is just normal MRT station, okay, versus a MRT station that is an interchange, which one will have a better value in terms of location? Okay, that means to say the same property, one is next to a normal MRT station and one is next to a interchange. Okay, so let's just compare to other location like Serangoon. Paya Lebar, Jurong East. We all know that the properties around the interchange has grown significantly. Okay, so Pasir Ris is going to become interchange with a cross island line coming to it. So we all know that this is something that's going to have a great impact to Pasir Ris. All right. So you can see that in the future, Pasir Ris will be the center that is linking to many important hubs. Okay. So which are the few important areas that I'm going to highlight to you is number one, that is Punggol. Okay. It's only a few stops away. You can see from here to Punggol. In fact, now for drivers, right? If you drive from Punggol to Pasir Ris, it's a very short drive, okay, because of the new KPTP extension. Right now is very short drive. In fact, I am marketing some properties in Pasir Ris, right? I start to realize that there's a lot of buyers that is coming from Punggol. So then I start to realize that probably it's because of the connectivity. So as you see, when connectivity is there, right, people do not mind to migrate to that location because it's so convenient to go down to Pasir Ris now. So what is so great about Punggol now? As we all know, Punggol is going to transform into a Punggol Digital District. So what is so great about this? Punggol Digital District is going to bring about, according to the news, about 28,000 digital economy jobs. So there is going to be a lot of jobs that is going to be created in Punggol. Okay. So all these people who work in Punggol, right? Of course, one of the places they can stay obviously is at Punggol. But let me ask you, if 2 stops away or 3 stops away is another location, which is you are staying in a shopping mall, okay, integrated transport hub, bus interchange, and with all the amenities, childcare, or this food center, would you mind to stay just a few stops away and to travel to Punggol? And same for another location, Defu. Defu is also one area that is going to have a major transformation. We all know Defu in the future will no longer be like now. Okay, it's going to be transformed into a very clean, light industrial, and there will be a lot of mixture of work and play. Okay, it's going to be a very cool place to work in. So there will also be a lot of jobs that will be created around the area. So this is also one area that is going to link to, we are only 2 stops away from Defu. All right, so for people who work in Defu area, they will also not mind to stay in Pasir Ris. And last but not least is this location called Aviation Park. So besides those who are working in Aviation Park, and there's also one more location, which is Changi Airport. So we all know that Changi Airport is also transforming. The new Terminal 5 is going to be very big. It's bigger than all the current terminals combined. All right, so you can imagine how much of the jobs that is going to be created around the east area. Okay, so people who work in the Changi Aviation Park, Changi Business Park, and this Changi Airport, they are all going to be able to travel with ease if they are staying in Pasir Ris. And people who are working in Defu, same for Punggol. All right, so it's going to be something that is very convenient. Okay, so Pasir Ris definitely is going to be higher value in the future. This is what I think it will be going forward. All right, so this is a summary of what is going to happen in around Pasir Ris area. Okay, connecting to all the district and the hub that is going to be there to have a lot of transformation. And most importantly is jobs creation. Okay, jobs creation is very important because most people want to work to near their workplace or it's convenient to travel there. They don't want to have like I need to change the MRT station or I need to change bus or this. So it's very inconvenient. So if it's something that is only a few stops away, they don't mind to stay here in Pasir Ris. So with all this job created, right, people, there will be more demand in this location, okay, that provides easy access to their workplace. Okay, so I've covered some of the key transformation here. So this is one thing that I feel, which is to me is very, very exciting, that what will happen to Pasir Ris area. But with all this in mind, right, we all know that okay, transformation very exciting, but pricing must also be reasonable, right? If it's not reasonable, we also do not want to enter because we do not want to overpay for the location. So this is something very important. We need to do the pricing analysis to make sure that okay, this is something still reasonable to go in. Okay, so one of the ways that I use to analyze the pricing is by comparing the land bid price. Okay, next is I will compare with other projects. All right, sorry, let me have a sip of water. Okay, so let's look at the land bid price. Okay, so Pasir Ris was actually the land was sold in March 2019 at the land price of 684, about 684 per square feet. Okay, but do take note that this is just for the land. It hasn't included the communal facilities, the park and all that, because all this is what will be included inside the cost as well, because the developer need to do all these communal facilities. Okay, so we estimate that after adding in all these costs, right, it should be about 840 per square feet for the cost of the land. All right, but let's compare what is the current land price to see that whether at this land price, right, is it considered as an old price or the new price, which means that is it still something that is cheap compared to now. Okay, right, so this is the most recent land bid at Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1. So we can see that there is a total of 15 bids for this location. Very, very strong interest. And what is the highest bid for this land? Okay, mind you, this is just the land price, 1118 per square feet. Okay, so let's compare to Pasir Ris. Even if I add in the communal facilities, is 840. It's still considered much cheaper than this. And this residential is not a integrated mixed development, unlike the one at Pasir Ris. So normally we know that integrated development, it should be priced higher. But because probably Ang Mo Kio location is better for now, okay, we don't know about future because Pasir Ris is going to transform. But let's look at it this way. Even if I say, okay, location, I'm better, but I'm an integrated development, so I should be priced higher. So if imagine Pasir Ris, this project was launched now instead of in 2019, before that means after the pandemic, after the COVID-19, what do you think will be the land bid price? Let's spend a few seconds to think about it. Will it still be at 684 per square feet? Or do you think it will be much higher than that? Okay, so this is something that you can think about. All right, so because of the land bid for this Ang Mo Kio land, the break-even price is estimated to be about 1,008. Okay, this is not the launch price, just a break-even. That means what is the price that the developer will break even to cover all their costs. And take note that because of the pandemic, right now the construction cost is definitely going to shoot up. Okay, so we are expecting in general, most of the land that was secured recently, definitely they have to factor in the higher construction cost, okay, due to the labor shortage. All right, so based on just this alone, right, the profit margin is expected based on just a 10 to 15% profit margin. The expected launch price is going to be above 2,000 per square feet for the Ang Mo Kio. All right, so let's say if this Pasir Ris was to launch at around this period, I would guess probably the launch price would also be close to around this range, okay, or slightly lower. So my point is that because the developer actually got the land before the COVID-19, so they actually got quite a good price in terms of the land bid. So definitely because of that, right, they can afford to price it slightly lower. Okay, but because of the communal park they have to build, and also the increasing construction costs, so definitely we'll assume that pricing will be slightly marked up due to all these reasons. All right, so next is we will look at other projects, similar projects, to compare whether, because now you want to buy a mixed development, an integrated development. So we also have to compare with other similar projects to see that whether this is the right price to go in. Okay, once you understand this, then you will be able to make a more informed decision yourself. Okay, so first of all, I want to compare with this project called Water Town, because this is also something that is very similar. They are integrated with a mall and residential. So it's something that is very similar, MRT station, all integrated. Okay, it's just located at Punggol MRT. And this is completed in around 2017. So we compare with another project that is nearby Punggol MRT, and this is Treasure Trove. It was completed slightly earlier, 2015. Okay, so why I picked these two projects is I want to see what is the price difference, okay, between a integrated development and a normal residential condo. Okay, so you will see this is based on the latest pricing based on June. Treasure Trove is transacted at around 11xx per square feet, whereas Water Town is transacted at around 14xx per square feet. So you can see from here, right, the margin, the gap between the two projects is around 3xx per square feet. Okay, I want you to take note this figure because later on I'm going to explain further on this observation. All right, next we look at another location, Jewel at Buangkok. Okay, this is at near Buangkok MRT. Okay, also a normal residential development. This was completed in around 2016. Okay, versus this another project that is also an integrated development. It's called Sengkang Grand Residence. All right, this is haven't TOP yet. It's all in the market selling now, and this is also located just at Buangkok MRT integrated development. So I use Jewel to compare because they are very near to each other. And let's look at the pricing. All right, this is based on the latest figure also. So as we can see from here, Jewel is transacted at about 12xx per square feet, whereas Sengkang Grand Residence is transacted at around 16xx per square feet. So the gap now is about 4xx per square feet. All right. So you will notice that generally, based on these two comparison, the gap is generally about 3xx to 4xx per square feet, okay, between a integrated development and a normal residential development, okay. So the last one I want to compare is this project at North Park Residence. North Park Residence was completed in around 2018. So nearby Yishun MRT, there's not no project to compare at this point, only North Park. So I will use another project which is TOP around the same period, Symphony Suites. But this is further away from Yishun MRT. To me, it's definitely not walkable lah. Probably you have to take a bus or a short ride. Okay, so this is let's look at the pricing difference. Okay, so North Park is latest based on latest statistics is transacted about 16xx per square feet. All right, and what about Symphony Suites? 11xx per square feet. So now the gap is around 5xx per square feet. Okay, so you can see that between a normal residential development and an integrated development can be up to even 500 per square feet. But maybe you can say that for this case, right? For this case, right? Because Symphony Suites is not near MRT, so it's not a very fair comparison. Yeah, that's why the gap is larger. All right. So we can see from these three comparison, right? Generally, the gap is between 300 to 500 per square feet between a normal residential development versus a integrated development. Okay. So with this in mind, right, once we understand this, then we can use this to compare Pasir Ris. Because Pasir Ris, right now, there is also some projects around the MRT. And I picked this project, Cocoa Palms, is because this is one of the most recent project. Okay, it was completed in 2018. Okay, let's look at what is the pricing for Cocoa Palms now. Okay, so from this chart, you can see that generally, okay, Cocoa Palm is hovering around 12xx per square feet. Okay, although it did went up to 2003, 2004, but I would say that average price is still at about 12xx per square feet. Okay, so let's say if we were to apply what we just learned earlier about the gap between a normal residential development and the integrated development, right? You will understand that generally it's about 3xx to 5xx range. Okay, so if we base on 3xx gap, okay, so if Pasir Ris 8 is integrated, it should be about 15xx per square feet. All right. If we base on 4xx, okay, it should be, the correct pricing should be 16xx per square feet. Okay. But if we base on 500 gap, then it should be around 17xx per square feet. Okay. This is what I think it should be the correct range. All right. So obviously, if you can get something around this range, this is the best deal. All right. This is also not too bad. But if it's around here, I will still think that it's still fair market value. Okay. But probably maybe slightly a bit high. Okay. But of course, now the situation is different. We have to always look forward. We cannot look backward. Because one thing I want you to take note is also because Cocoa Palm, although it was completed in 2018, but take note, okay, I want you to take note of this. All right, this is very important. The lease tenure actually started from 2008, okay, which means to say that the gap between Cocoa Palms versus Pasir Ris 8, because Pasir Ris 8, the lease is only going to start in 2021, okay, around July 2021. Right, so that means they haven't started their lease when they bought the land. It's only started recently, July now. So you can see the gap between them is almost about how many? 13 years. Okay, so 13 years is actually quite a big gap. So sometimes you must also understand deeper what is the true difference in their age. Okay, then we will see from here whether is it still a good buy. Okay, so this is just some reference for us to examine this project, to analyze. All right. So last but not least, I'm going to use this called renter yield to actually analyze the price further to see that, okay, since we are going to pay this price, are we going to get the kind of rental yield that is able to cover, okay, that is able to achieve our target, or maybe I can buy something that is older, but I still get the same rental yield or even higher. All right, so I will do some analysis here also. Okay, so I'm going to revisit this project called Water Town. All right, so Water Town, you can see I'm going to use two-bedder as an example. Okay, so I take the most recent transacted two-bedder. All right, so this is the two-bedder. So I will just take, to be fair, I will just take the 3 okay, the 3 average transactions. So it come out to be, okay, 2650, the rental for Watertown. And let's compare with another project, Treasure Trove. Just now we compare already. This is not integrated development. And what is the rental for this project? So same thing, I also compare the 2-bedroom, the last transacted 2-bedroom. Okay, these are the last 3. Okay. And what is the average rental? Okay, this is what I will be more interested in. So I already calculated. It's around 2217. Okay, 2217. So just remember this figure. Okay, so why I want to do this analysis, I will explain to you in a short while. Okay, so just now I already show you already for Watertown, which is an integrated development. The rental is, average rental is about 2650 per month. And for Treasure Trove, the average rental is about 2217. So what is the gap between them? The gap between them is around $433, okay, which is about 20% difference. Okay, so from here I can assume that integrated development has a premium over non-integrated development by about 20%. So from here I can extrapolate the rental for Pasir Ris 8. All right, so let's look at Coco Palms. What is the rental at Coco Palm? Okay, so I also use a 2-bedder as an example. All right, so let's look at the 2-bedder, the most recent transacted. Okay, these are the most recent. And what is the average rental? So the average rental that I calculated is 2433. Okay, so if I want to calculate, extrapolate for Pasir Ris 8, I add a premium of 20%. So let's add a premium for this Pasir Ris 8. Okay, so 2433 times 1.2 is equals to about, okay, let me calculate, is 2920. Okay, so this is the expected rental for a 2-bedder at Pasir Ris 8. Okay, so let's find out what is the rental yield between Pasir Ris 8 and Coco Palms. Okay, so we go into rental yield. All right. So we go into rental yield. So Coco Palms. So you remember just now, what was the average rental? Okay, average rental was about 2433. So the simple rental yield calculation, we divide by the average price. Okay, but how do we get the price? So let's look at what is the transacted, these Coco Palm prices. Okay, so these are the 2-bedder, 2-bedder, 2-bedder. Okay, so if I add these 3, okay, it will give me the average of about, how much is that? 927,000. Okay, 927,000. All right, so this is how I will calculate my rental yield for Coco Palm. So what is my rental yield? It's about 3.1%. Okay, so let's compare with Pasir Ris 8. Okay, but this one I will just put it as the expected rental yield. Okay, so just now we calculated. All right, if I extrapolate Coco Palm rental yield to Pasir Ris 8 is about 2920. So 2920 times 12. And what is the expected sales price for the two-bedder? Okay, so I've come up with this metrics based on the floor area that is given to us. Okay, the smallest two-bedder is about 710 square feet. So if I base on 1,007 per square feet, okay, 1,007 per square feet, so 1,007, it will give me about 1,007 times how much? What's that? 710 square feet. 710 square feet. Okay. So what is the price? Okay, it's about 1207. Okay, 1.207 mil. Okay. So this is 1.207 million. And what is the rental yield? I have already calculated is about 2.9% rental yield. Okay, slightly lower than Coco Palm as of now, but to me, right, it's actually relatively quite close. And not forgetting that by the time Pasir Ris 8 will do TOP around 2025, it will be newer than Coco Palm. So probably the rental may not be this price anymore, may be even higher, depending on the market situation. Yeah, but this is what we observe, that the newer project generally will attract more tenants over because everybody want to move to the newest project, and Coco Palm by then will become older. So probably the rental you may catch up. Okay, so this is something that you can think about to consider. Okay, so with this, I have more or less finished my analysis. Okay, but take note that I'm not saying that you can buy this project. Okay, this is just a preliminary assessment because right now I don't have the actual pricing, so I really cannot comment. But I just analyze based on what is estimated to be launched. Okay, whether this is something that we can look at. Okay, so honestly, I will feel that if the pricing is going to be at the range of 1,500 to 1,600 per square feet, it is definitely worthwhile to consider. Okay, but even if it's 1,700 to 1,800, okay, it is still probably at fair market pricing based on the current market situation. Okay, as what I mentioned, you must always look forward. Okay, we cannot just look at what is in the past. Okay, because things has changes, which is why you look at the recent land bid prices, it's also going out at record prices. So we must always think of the future pricing. All right. So it's also um, something to think about the future transformation that is going to upcoming, which probably will have a boost to the location at Pasir Ris. Okay, so most importantly is to analyze what is transformation and whether or not you believe this transformation will help Pasir Ris. Okay, as I always say, generally, try to put your money to where the government is putting the money. Then you will not be wrong. Okay, so everything just follow the government. So, but with this, please still do your very own homework. Okay, before you decide whether or not to buy. Okay, but most importantly is always to buy something that is within your reasonable means. Okay, not to overstretch just because of the height. We'll do your own calculations. Okay, if you need any help, you can always come to me for a one-to-one consultation. All right, thank you so much for watching. This is quite a long video, so I hope it's not too boring for you. Thank you for it very much if you stay until now. And if you like my video, please help me to give a like and subscribe to my channel so that will encourage me to actually do more video for you. Thank you so much. So now it's already quite late. I think it's time for me to turn in soon. Thank you very much. And I wish you all the best. Bye.